What was the topic discussed?
Hardware multi-threading, ma'am.
Hardware multi-threading. I hope all have revised that videos what I have sent and daily revising the book topics. Okay, content. That you have a regular study of it, because now the pattern has been entirely changed. So it can be an open book test, or we are not that much confirm about the manual is to be followed for this type of exams in the semester. So always be ready for any changeover, no issues of it, but have a regular study of textbook. The prescribed textbook when you are going through, then you will be avoided in not failing to the subject, as well as you will get more mark, because it is a core paper. So you have to get a credit also more, which leads to when you are getting more credits for the 3 credit paper, 4 credit paper and மாதிரி இருக்கு இல்லையா syllabusல. When you are focusing on those credit paper, automatically your CGPA will be increased, percentage will be increased. So those things you have to keep in mind. So we'll go for today's topic, very important and interesting topic. Only few information today, few slides. Okay, able to see the information what I'm displaying? Kindly reply.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, fine, good. So today, under Unit 4, the important topic is you have to learn about what is the meaning of multi-core. Okay, multi-core and other shared memory multiprocessor. So what is the multi-core technology? What is the shared memory microprocessor? So in general, you have to know what is multi-core processor. Okay, if you your system is a supportive multi-core technology processor, then what are the benefit you get? How much of data can be transferred, how much of instructions can be run parallelly, all those things you have to keep in mind. So in general, I have put a slide here. A multi-core processor is one which combines 2 or more independent processor. Try to understand independent processor. Each and every processor can run in its own way. Data can be shared to the processor, or dependency or independency, everything plays a vital role. So multi-core processor, if your system is a multi-core processor system, then what you have to understand, it combines 2 or more independent processor present inside your system into a single package. Often is a single integrated circuit, consists of 2 core. அப்படி நீங்க அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட் பண்ணிக்கணும். எக்ஸாம்பிள் Intel Core i7, Intel Core 2 Duo, all those things comes under multi-core processor. Examples. Just wait, students, I'll admit. So kindly note down each and every information what you viewing. Now we will go in general how the architecture will be. So if your system is a multi-core system, so on a chip, okay, a single integrated chip consists of 2 cores, then how the structure will be. This is the introduction to multi-core technology. So it's a single, if it is a single core CPU chip, then you normally know what are the components present inside. There will be a bus interface where every component will be interconnected with each other, and there will be a register file where the data will be used to calculate all the arithmetic logical operations. And same system bus has been utilized for the next processing processor. Here in a multi-core, a particular single integrated chip is consists of more cores, more processor inbuilt with the more core processor. For a single processor, you have those data. Same multi-core, each and every core has is a register file, ALU process. Here, if you see, a common bus interface has been connected for all the core interconnected inside the multi-core CPU chip. This is the thing you have to know, the difference. How a CPU chip for a single core it is, and for a multi-core, how it has been represented. What is the architecture design? Now on completion of hardware multi-threading, where many applications or threads can be run simultaneously with the support of both software and hardware, that we have seen covered last class. And what are the technology used for it? Fine grain, coarse grain, and simultaneous multi-threading. This mainly used for improving the efficiency of processor. Okay, if you are making use of multi-programming processor, multi-core processor, then automatically hardware multi-threading also been supported in that case. So it is mainly used for improving the efficiency of the processor at the normal rate cost. Okay, and what is the big challenge we face this last decade that deliver on the performance potential? We know that Moore's law insists that increasing the number of processor per chip will have to be done for all the 36 months of period. 36 months of period. So that also we have to focus so that we can improve our performance and the data transfer rate can be more. Now, just wait. Now, you have to keep a few points in mind. Given the difficulty of rewriting old programs, so already existing single chip or single integrated circuit supporting one processor, we have to rewrite that old program to run well on a parallel hardware. So you know what is meaning of parallel hardware, where a multi-core technology is being implemented. Naturally, we have to have a question in mind. So being a computer designers or computer architectures, what do you have to do? You have to do the simplified tasks. You have to make the task simplified. That also you have to focus. So 8 great ideas, everything you have to keep in mind while you're designing the architecture. So one answer they have found that if we provide a single physical address space, what is that, ma'am? Single physical address space, that we'll come to know. A particular physical address space is being shared for all the processor. You know, we are dealing with multi-core processor now today. So multi-core processor, if it is connected inside a single integrated chip, then we have to provide for all the processor a single physical address space. Okay, single physical address space. What is single address space? I will say that all the processor can share. You know, multi-core processor consists of large amount of 1 or 2 more processor present inside a single chip. So automatically we have to share a single physical address for all the processor present inside the single integrated chip, so that programs need not concern themselves with their data, and that programs may be executed in parallel. So any programs have to be run with this processor. If we have that single physical address space share, then automatically you can focus on data, concentrate on solving those data and go. Another approach, in this approach, in this approach where we are sharing a single physical address space for all the processor present inside a single chip, all the variables of the program, you know, each and every programs will have its own data variables, can be made available at any time to any processor. As we are using a single physical shared memory, anytime the data can be shared to all the processor present inside that bus interface. That you have to understand. That is the focus on making the task simple. First step they have taken. Alternative, another case, if you keep in mind, if you are providing a separate address space per processor, each and every processor having a separate address space, that requires that sharing must be explicit. Okay, they have to use their own address for doing any of the data transfer or calculations. That also we have to keep in mind. So when the physical address space is common, try to understand, as we are dealing with multi-core processor, a physical address space is common, that the hardware typically provide cache coherence. Coherence in a clear and easy to understand that each and every physical address is being shared to all the processor. So you have to understand what is physical address here, as we are going to share that physical address to all the core present inside the chip. The physical address identifies a physical location of required data in a memory. Normally, over processor our processor will be connected with the register memory and a memory and a data memory. You know, this is a normal CPU unit. If a CPU unit should run, you will be interconnected with the registers which hold some data. Also, in data memory, the data will be holded. If you want to directly access, the processor have to directly access to the data memory. Then if you know its physical address only, you can access any of the data present inside this data memory. So the physical address identifies a physical location of required data. If I need a data from a data memory, we have a physical address to locate that data. You all know, right? It starts from 44 bit allotted for each addressing, identifying. The user never directly deals with the physical address, but can access by its corresponding local address. If I need to access this data memory, that is not possible. Only processor can know the physical address. It can directly communicate or get data from the data memory and store in the local address. But being user, we only know the local address of the CPU. The term physical address space is used for all the physical address corresponding to the local address. So each and every local address will be pointing to the physical address. It's an interior part where transformation of data is happening between the processor and the data memory and within the CPU to the user. That you have to know. Okay. So here I have set some information regarding local address and what is physical address difference, so that you will clearly understand about the shared memory architecture. So local address na neenga difference purinjikano. Local address is the address at which an item appear to reside from the perspective of executing application program. If you want to execute any of the program present inside the system, then you know its local address, where it is present. Task manager poi paatha in the applications available or not, adu vandha nam identify panikalam. Physical address is a memory address. Memory address means it is present inside the physical memory, which is inside the inbuilt of the system. So physical address is a memory address that is respected in the form of binary number on the address bus circuitry. Okay, it's a hardware related address. In order to enable the data bus to access a particular storage cell where the data is being present really on a main memory or in a register of a memory, we can map with this IO. Input output devices, using that we can find out. The data transfers can be done with the register to memory or memory to register using this physical address. This is not visible for the user, but this is visible to the user. The user can being using the system, we can view this local address of a program. For example, if you are installing any of the Turbo C or any of the Java enterprise application, where you can identify where that particular application is being stored. That is the local address. The user can view that local address of a program, where it has been located, where the data is present. All these things can be viewed. The user cannot view this physical address of a program. And similarly, CPU generates this local address. The processor involved in each and every system only generate this local address. That's why we are able to understand when we download any of the application, we can search using Task Manager, that option which is available in the system, to identify where that particular application is running on. MMM is memory, a main memory unit. Main memory unit method of generation, how a physical address has been generated. It is inbuilt by the hardware. Main memory unit compute using this physical address. That's normally ஒரு instruction run ஆகும். நீங்க அந்த பழைய கான்செப்ட் நம்ம ஞாபகச்சிட்டாவே we are using a processor. Okay, when an instruction is passed inside using a program count inside the processor, what it does, it analyzes, it decodes the information, pass inside the register, store the data. If it is an addition process or it is a subtraction instruction, accordingly ALU unit will be utilized. Then the data will be stored in data memory. If suppose load store operation, load store means if you want to transfer any of the data from data memory to the register, then we have to access that physical address. So this is the information you have to recap. So MMU is nothing but main memory unit computes that physical address. So you have to know in general these information in under any of the book related. If they are even giving open book test, you have to identify what is physical address, what is local address. Okay. The user can use the logical address to access the physical address. Okay, so user want to access the physical address. We can't directly access the physical address. It can be done only through the logical address to access that physical address. Because for the user, physical address is not visible. The user cannot directly access this physical address. That only here, accessibility. If user want to access the physical address, it can be done through the logical address. And before going for that, here is the information. When you being a computer designer in designing a multi-core technology, you have to concentrate on the difference between a logical address and a physical address space. And you have to understand, I have already told, CPU only has the facility of identifying the physical address. So we are dealing with more CPUs, more processor, multi-core technology. So automatically, single physical address is being shared for all the multi-core processor. And here, shared memory multiprocessor. The term called shared memory multiprocessor is one that offers the programmers a single physical address space. Being a computer designer, you have to focus on giving a single physical address space to all the multiprocessor involved inside the system across all the processor, meaning is multi-core technology, which is nearly always the case for multi-core chip. Although a more accurate term, you can say it's a shared address multiprocessor. So this is an example for you in front of. So you know, our system consists of a multi-core technology where more processor are inbuilt inside the system, and you know each and every processor will have a cache memory. So here it has been highlighted, and those cache memory is shared with a single physical address space. If you want to access any of the main memory or input-output system like a printer or scanners or any of the input for all the processor, it is all done using this address bus. Okay, single physical address space bus. This is the basic structure of a centralized shared memory multiprocessor. How more cores are interconnected with the system, how the data are transferred or stored inside this cache memory for each and every processor, and all the processor, how it is sharing the main memory data using a single physical address space. Here I have just differentiated a difference between a shared memory architecture and a distributed memory architecture. Distributed is cloud-based. Okay, where if you want to interact with the other processor which is distributed in the local area network, it is only through an interconnected networks. For example, in lab it is said to be a distributed memory architecture. Okay, if each and every system a student has been sitting and they are attending any of the online exams and that is only accessible within that network, then it is through this distributed memory architecture. What is the meaning of shared memory architecture? If you want to communicate with each and every processor, you make use of a blackboard. I'm asking you imagine this memory is the blackboard. Okay, in the class, if you want to communicate with your friends, you come and explain your points in the blackboard. அப்படினு நம்ம ஒரு common share பண்றோம். இந்த share மூலமா all the processor get benefit of it. So that is the difference between a shared memory architecture and a distributed memory architecture. Okay, individuals have to access in their own network interconnection part only. This is not like that. Common memory is shared to all the processor. So any data explain or to be communicated, it is known to all the individual processor in this case. Try to understand. இப்போ ஏதாவது ஒரு இன்ஃபர்மேஷன் நீங்க ட்ரான்ஸ்ஃபர் பண்றீங்க இல்ல ரிசீவ் பண்றீங்கன்னா every processor will come to know because we are sharing it in a common memory. This is shared memory architecture. Okay, as we are dealing with multiprocessor, so processor here communicate through shared variables in memory. Try to understand, each and every processor inside a system communicate through shared variables. in memory. So with all the processor capable of accessing any memory location, it is through load store instructions. You know how the load store instruction appear. If any of the data have to be transferred from memory to register, and this have to be known to all the processor, it is through this shared variables. Similarly, storing. Any of the data have to be stored from register to memory. You know, each and every processor has its register and memory. Okay, it is through this load store instructions. Here, this example in this diagram, they have explained about the classic organization of a SMP. SMP means, you don't get forgotten, it is shared memory multiprocessor. Okay, the classical organization, how they have organized, how they have managed this type of multi-core technology in a system. If you see, each and every processor has a cache memory, and it is through a single, you have to understand this properly, it is a single physical address space which is shared for each and every processor present inside the system. And internally, it is connected with the main memory and an IO devices. And you have to know this virtual address space. Here they have given the point, right? Note that such systems can still run independently. If you see this multi-core system, you're using a desktop or laptop using this multi-core system technology, you analyze that independent job in their own virtual address space is being executed, even if they are sharing the physical address. So, avanga normal data transfer is being performed. Similarly, any data through this physical address have to be communicated to all the processor, that is also parallelly done. So note that such system which is supporting this multi-core technology, run independent job in their own virtual address space. Virtual address space means, you have to understand what is virtual address space. Enables spare address space with holes let for growth, dynamically linked libraries, etc. So parallelly, any instructions can be run individually through the processor, that is also done. Similarly, system libraries shared via mapping with the virtual address space. A shared memory by mapping pages read write into virtual address space. So there is the whole thing happening. Individual processing or data transfer, uploading, downloading, everything has been processed. Similarly, through the single physical address space, any data have to transfer from memory to register or register to memory, and this data transfer is known to all the processors. That is also done parallel. And you know, have you heard about fork method in operating system? Kindly reply. I'll explain. So you have to understand this program, this fork in C. Why we are using this method? Right. Yes. See, address space to identify when you're using this fork method in programming the multi-core technology. It identifies the child duplicate of parent, and child has a program loaded into it. So it's a system call which processor have to be called. For that, we make use of fork method that creates new process. As multi-core technology consists of connecting more processor inside a system, which processor have to be called for running this program, that can be used through this fork method, and execute that system call used after this fork to replace the process memory space with the new programs. So parallel running of processor, we go for this paging can be shared during fork. fork method, when being built with the programming concept inside a multi-core technology, automatically this speeding the process creation. And very important topic, a very important terminology you have to understand. As we are dealing with single address space multiprocessor, what is single address space multiprocessor? Shared memory multiprocessor. That only. A single address is being shared to all the core inside the system. In this case, you have to remember two types of styles they have discussed. What is that? First style is the latency. What is the meaning of latency? Expectance or inactive to a word in a memory. If we are not going to access any of the word in the memory, do not depend on which processor asked for it. Because we are any processor is not asking that word, or any inactivity of words are there in the memory that do not depend on which processor asked for it. Such machine, if your processor is a UMA multiprocessor machine, you have to understand that the data will be shared for all the processor. Not that only the processor, a particular processor is asking about the data. In that case, we say it's a uniform memory access. The data are uniformly accessed by all the processor present inside the system. You know, core 1, core 2, each and every multi-core system consists of more core inside the system. So if you want to access any of the data, in particular if program or processor asking about the data, it is not possible. Uniform memory accesses, the data can be accessed uniformly for all the multi-core, all the cores inside the system. That is one type. Second style is some memory access now, try to understand, some data have to be accessed or much faster than others depending on which processor asks for which word. For example, only one processor is dependent on some data. In that case, main memory is divided and attached to different microprocessor. In that case, main memory, where the main memory is shared to all the processor, that has been divided and attached to the different microprocessor or to different microcontroller, we can say, of the same chip. Such machines are said to be, there are two types of designing of machines even under the multi-core technology. One is uniform memory access and another one is non-uniform memory access. Non-uniform memory access is we are not sharing the data. Meaning is here, non-uniform memory accesses. Some memory have to be accessed or data have to be accessed much more faster than the other core. ஏதாவது ஒரு பர்டிகுலர் ப்ராசஸர் மட்டும் அந்த டேட்டாவை இமிடியேட்டா வேணும் அப்படின்னு இருக்கும்போது, டிபெண்டிங் ஆன் விச் ப்ராசஸர் ஆஸ் ஃபார் தட் வேர்டுனா டேட்டா இன்ஃபர்மேஷன். Because main memory is divided and attached to different microprocessor. You know, there is a single address space where everything is being shared in that single address space. Here in this case, a particular word is needed for only one processor. In that case, what you have to say, that type of machines are called as non-uniform memory access. Non-uniform memory access multiprocessor. So here, if you analyze this two type, one type is latency to a word. Latency means expectance or inactivity of a word in a memory does not depend on which processor asks for it. Meaning is every data are shared to all the processor. Whenever it is needed, it has been accessed. Every processor will know about the data. That is called as uniform memory access multiprocessor. But in the second case, only one particular processor is dependent on that word. So main memory is divided and attached to this different microprocessor. Then such machines are called as non-uniform memory access. Separate address are given. Okay, if that particular word is very much important for only one of the processor present there, then according to that division of main memory to each and every individual processor, the word can be easily accessed faster. That is one technology. So as you might expect of seeing this two information, you will know which is having more challenge. Program challenging இப்ப இந்த மாதிரி ரெண்டு டைப் ஆஃப் மெஷினுக்கு நம்ம ப்ரோக்ராம்ஸ் எழுதணும். we have to access some programs so that a particular processor which is needed the data immediately, that will be accessing without the dependency of the other processor. So in that case we can feel this two difference. The programmer challenges harder in this case, NUMA, that is non-uniform memory access. எதுக்கு மேம் இதுக்கு harder அப்படின்னு சொல்றீங்க அப்படின்னு பார்த்தா, in this case only the memory access are much faster than others depending on which processor asks for a word. Particular processor is dependent on the word. So accordingly what we have to do, we have to give the access for individual processor instead of not having common data sharing. Main memory is divided. You know, main memory is attached to each and every processor, that is divided and attached to different multiprocessor in this case. So if you want to design a program for this type of machine, then it is very harder for us when compared to UMA. UMA is easy. Data is not dependency for each and every processor. It will be available always to the processor. But in this case, not like that. A particular processor is dependent on the word. Then what type of programming you have to set to access to that only particular processor. So NUMA, non-uniform memory access machines, can scale to large size. When compared to UMA processor, multiprocessor, we have to frame a large size scale for NUMA machine. NUMA can have lower latency to nearby memory. We'll go for it. So processor operating in parallel. If your system is utilizing a multi-core processor, automatically you have to understand the term processor operating in parallel, which normally share data. They also need to coordinate, not even sharing data. Now we have to focus on coordinating, because in our system we have more number of processor. So when operating on shared data, one processor should start working on data before another is finished with it. That is called as coordination, synchronization. நீங்க நார்மலாவே நீங்க இப்ப லேட்டஸ்ட் டெக்னாலஜி நீங்க பார்த்தா virtual machines சொல்லுவாங்க. That is said to be virtual machines, multi-core technology machines, where if you want to run a particular processor, okay, using some OS, Linux or Windows supporting, virtual machines, we are creating a new machines for it. So if you consider that type of example, only one processor could start working on data before another is finished with it. You can't at a time work for two processors. So that type of coordination have to be done. That is called as synchronization. Synchronization is nothing but managing the processor present inside the system. As we are having a multi-core processor inside a system, a coordination have to be done. And what type of coordination have to be done? If you are going to operate any of the shared data parallelly, one processor should start working on data before another is finished with it. So parallelly everything have to be done. So how is it possible? How can we organize these processors inside a system? So when sharing is supported with a single address space, that you have to be kept in mind. Or a single address space is shared to all the processor. So when sharing is supported, that single address space has been linked with all the processor. There must be a separate mechanism called synchronization mechanism, organization, coordination. So one approach is using a lock for a share variable. ஒரு டேட்டா வந்து ஷேர் ஆகுது அப்படின்னா லாக்கிங் சிஸ்டம் இருக்கணும். ஓகே, ஒரு ப்ராசஸர் அந்த டேட்டாவை ஆக்சஸ் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்குன்னா தட் லாக் ரிலீஸ் பண்ணிட்டு அந்த ப்ராசஸர் மட்டும்தான் அது யூஸ் ஆகும். ரிமைனிங் ஆல் வி ஷுட் வெயிட் until that process is over. So one approach is lock for a share variable. We are using a single address space. The single address space is shared to all the processor present inside them. If you want to follow this mechanism of synchronization or organization within the system, we have to go for lock for a variable, shared variable. So what is that lock for a shared variable is? only one processor at a time can acquire the lock. Okay, another processor interested in shared data must wait until the original processor unlock the variable. Okay, so unlock means okay, now you can access அப்படினு அவங்க லாக் பண்ணிட்டானா only அந்த processor மட்டும் தான் அந்த டேட்டாவை access பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கும். Unless it is after unlocking removing the lock, okay, now you can proceed, means then only the other processor can be starting its process. Kindly unmute and reply. Are you following? Students, are you listening?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, fine. So little bit vague only, but that's why I have highlighted some important key points where if you go through those points, that is more than enough for the topic multi-core and shared memory multiprocessor. So in this case, as we are dealing with the system having multi-core technology inside our system, we have to do that mechanism of synchronization. What is the meaning of synchronization? I have told it is a management or organization. So it is through lock for a shared variable. What is the meaning of it is one processor at a time can acquire that lock. Lock means it will lock its system and utilize the data sharing. And after that, if you want to pass that data to another processor interested in sharing data, must wait until the original processor. If I am using the processor, I have to move to the other person, means I have to unlock and give the process variable. There are many MIPS instruction set for locking process that we'll see, that we have already discussed in chapter 2. Lock process instructions, lock instructions. Here is a very simple example showing, try to understand the topic, a simple parallel processing program. So we are dealing with parallelism in a multi-core technology. So you have to frame a program for that. Why we have to frame a program? Because there should not be any misorganization. Okay, missynchronization. We have to do synchronization, organizing the processor to do some job. When a particular data has been accessed by one processor, the other that have to be unlocked and give to the other processor to be done. So அதுக்காக ஒரு ப்ரோக்ராம் உங்களுக்கு எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்ணியிருக்காங்க. இதை ரொம்ப இன்டெப்த் நம்ம பார்க்க வேண்டாம். What if you see that is enough. A simple parallel processing program has been used here for a shared address space. You know what is shared address space? Shared address space is only possible through the single address space shared to all the processor under the multi-core technology system. Suppose you read out this. Suppose we want to sum. We are going to add some 64,000 numbers. Okay, this is the data. Okay, variables on a shared memory multiprocessor. You know what is shared memory multiprocessor? Where a single address space is being shared to all the processor with uniform memory access time. You know there are two types: non-uniform, uniform. Here they are discussed with uniform memory access time. Uniform is all the processor can share the data and do the operations simultaneously. Let's assume that we have 64 processor. Okay, single integrated chips consists of 64 processor. Okay, the first step is to ensure that balance load. We have to balance load for each and every processor so that it is parallelly working, because we are dealing with parallel processing program. So we have to split the set of numbers into subset of the same size. Same size நம்ம split பண்ணணும். 64 ப்ராசஸருக்கும் ஈக்குவலா நம்ம வந்து டேட்டாவை டிஸ்ட்ரிபியூட் பண்ணணும். இப்போ ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் நீங்க ஒரு 10 ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் இருக்காங்க. 10 ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸுக்கும் ஒரு 4-5 அசைன்மெண்ட்ஸ் கரெக்டா உங்களுக்கு வந்து அசைன் பண்ணியிருக்கோம். அது மாதிரி. ஸோ வி டு நாட் அலோகேட் த சப்செட் டு அ டிஃப்ரெண்ட் மெமரி ஸ்பேஸ். டிஃப்ரெண்ட் மெமரி ஸ்பேஸுக்கு நம்ம இதை கொடுக்கல. ஒரு காமனா நீங்க வந்து இதை சப்மிட் பண்ணணும். ஒரு ஃபார்ம் மாதிரி கொடுத்துடுறோம் இல்லையா, வேர் எவ்ரி டேட்டாஸ் ஆஃப் ரிசல்ட் இஸ் பீன் சப்மிட்டட் தேர், தென் ஓவரால் வி கன்சாலிடேட் திஸ் மச் ஆஃப் பீப்புள் ஹேவ் பீன் கம்ப்ளீட்டட், ஸோ திஸ் மச் ஆஃப் அசைன்மெண்ட் ஹேஸ் பீன் கம்ப்ளீட்டட், டாஸ்க் ஹேஸ் பீன் கம்ப்ளீட்டட். அதே மெத்தடாலஜி தான். வி டு நாட் அலோகேட் த சப்செட் டு த டிஃப்ரெண்ட் மெமரி ஸ்பேஸ். Just in a single memory space for this machines we are going to get those data. Try to understand. You just imagine 64 students are there. 64 students. We are equally dividing the tasks to complete the program. And those who are completed, saving that inside a single memory space. At last, we'll find the result in that single memory space for this machine. So, to give different starting address to each processor. So, உங்களுக்கு time slot கொடுத்திருக்கோம். ஒவ்வொரு பர்சனுக்கு இந்த டைம்க்கு நீங்க இதை கம்ப்ளீட் பண்ணணும். Then that data have to be passed to this person. அது மாதிரி different starting address to each processor is been given. Let it be PN in the number that identify the processor. So meaning is, as we are having 64 processor, you know the range of values starting from 0 to 63. So between 0 to 63, the processor are present. So all processors start the program by running a loop that sum their subset of numbers. So when to complete the task, or that process only they have explained here. Sum of Pn equal to 0. First initially the processor 0 have to be started, and normally to complete that range of values we have to call this for loop statement, you know. And that what is this 1000, ma'am? 1000 is to calculate the physical address, okay, starting address for each process. So I equal to 1000 into the processor name. It's this 0 first initially. So the mari over processor ko and the link after completing this first startup address, then second processor ku starting address, third it goes on using this for loop. So thereby the calculation has been started. Okay, 64 processor will do their job. Summing of 64 numbers equally divided, subsets values are given to each processor. So using C code we do this process. In the next step, add the 64 partial sum. We have subdivided into the partial sum to each processor, and this is called as a reduction. What is the meaning of reduction? A function that processes a data structure, okay, data structure, and return a single value. Okay, each and every task is given to each processor. That is called as reduction. We have reduced the work. Instead of doing ஒரே processor எல்லா workம் பண்ண முடியாது இல்லையா? When we divide the work, automatically the assignments are completed by the students, and at last how much they have produced the result has been known. So that is called as reduction, where we divide to conquer. To get the result, we divide the task to each processor. So how they have divided, அது ஒரு technology use பண்றாங்க. Half of the processor add pair of partial sum, and then quarter add pair for the new partial sum. Okay, they have processors are divided into half and quarters to do that process. Okay, and so on until you get the final sum. So this is a hierarchical nature explaining about how the each and every processor, you just imagine the processor from 0 till 64, it has been divided into half. So ஒரு processor ஒரு task complete பண்ணிட்ட அப்புறம் அடுத்த processor parallelly doing its job, அவங்களோட இன்ஃபர்மேஷனும் அதுல சேவ் ஆகும். It all the data of each and every processor is also known to other processor. Try to understand, as we are under the shared memory multiprocessor system, a single address space is being shared. So each and every processor will come to know how much of task has been completed for each and every processor. Accordingly, they will proceed, and at last they will finish up the work. So for all the processor whose number I is less than half, they will analyze, and that remaining works can be again proceeded to the other processor. So at last they add the sum produced by the processor number I plus half to its sum. This is the sharing of works. So in this example, the two processor must synchronize. Synchronize meaning is organize with each other. Over two processor have to organize with each other. That one processor is acting as consumer, and another processor is acting as producer. Okay. So there will be no mismatch of balancing load. if any ஒரு processor ஏதாவது ஒரு drawback இருக்குன்னு வெச்சுக்கோங்க. Try to understand the system consists of multi-core technology. There are many processor available. In some cases, if processor is not able to complete the task on time, then automatically, as we are under the shared memory single address space, each and every process will know how much of task has been completed. So left out will be done by the other processor. So the two processor must synchronize, organize before the consumer processor. You know what is consumer processor? Dependency of the data variable. Tries to read input, okay? Consumers na input. The result from the memory location. What is that memory location? Shared memory location. Single memory space is there, right? Written by the producer processor. Producer means who have already completed the result that will be stored in that single address memory, and the consumer who are the next processor will view that also and will complete their task parallelly. So the consumers may read the old value of the data. Consumers will read the old value of the data, input value. We want each processor to have its own version of loop counter value I, so that we can indicate that which is the private variable and which is the code of half of the private. See, half is 64 processor in a multi-processor system, and to do the organization, synchronization without any mismatch, load have to be balanced equally, and at last we have to complete that 64,000 numbers of calculations, some calculation into final result we have to get. So we have to call a function called synchronize function. What is that synchronize function? When நம்ம ஆல்ரெடி டிஸ்கஸ் பண்ண பாயிண்ட் தான், ஒரு லாக் சிஸ்டம் நம்ம கொடுக்குறோம் இல்லையா ஷேர்ட் வேரியபிள்ஸ்ல, the other processor have to wait for a second unless it is releasing the unlock situation. Okay, that is called a synchronization. So synchronization function is used. It is checking whether the processor is on process or it is given us for accessing the data. So that is the coding here. So for 64 processor inside a multi-processor system, a synchronization coding is been arranged inside the hardware. Try to understand, students. So when we call this type of program, where there will not be mismatch with each and every processor, lock shared variable will be done. After the result have been completed for one processor, that will be stored in single shared memory automatically, and it will do the unlock situation. Then the process will be done for the second, third, fourth, up to 64 processor will be completed. So at last, while the condition, at last, if 64, the value 64th processor is greater than 1, okay, greater than 1 means existing with the final sum. We found that it is greater than 1, then we can wind up the, so you know that loop happens for each and every conditional statement. So process 0 gets missing elements. Suppose that is feeling some missing elements, then automatically data can be transferred from single address memory and the task will be completed. So dividing the line on whose sum is done using half divided by 2. 2 processor synchronize with each other. They do the process. So long-term interest in parallel programming. This is not a simple job of completing this type of programs under the concept of multi-core technology. So they have hundreds of attempts to build this parallel programming system. Being a programmers, hardware programmers, they have to concentrate on many ideas. They built this parallel programming system using this OpenMP. Can you understand what is OpenMP? Limited by popular example, OpenMP is a program which supports multi-core technology. I'll say for you what is OpenMP. The application programming interface. Okay, try to understand. A system is going to helpful for you to run more applications Okay, more data transfer, multiple instruction, multiple data streams have to be transferred within the system, which is a multi-platform. Okay, so the application programming interface, more application have to be run with the help of your system means you go for that OpenMP. Supports multi-platform shared memory multiprocessing programming. In C, C++, Fortran, using this programming language, these computer designers have designed programs in supporting multi-core technology of many platforms. So this is the ideology you have to understand. So what is OpenMP used for? See, it's typically used for loop level parallelism. Loop level parallelism na at a time all the processor have to be utilized and there should be an organized part, synchronization part happening inside the system. It is also supported by functional level parallelism, which processor have to be functioned first, which have to be processed next. Those mechanisms are all been supported using OpenMP. Try to understand what is OpenMP. If you want to note as key points also can be noted. The structure of session is straightforward and can be helpful in many instances. So what is that? We'll see. It's just nothing but application programmer interface. Try to understand. If any of the application have to be run inside your system, then we say it is an application programmer interface along with the. So what is that application programmer interface? இப்போ உங்க multi-core technology system நீங்க யூஸ் பண்றீங்க, desktop, laptop யூஸ் பண்றீங்க, which have that shared memory architecture ஓட டிசைன் பண்ணிருக்காங்கன்னா, it will support this API. Okay, API. So along with what is that API? If you want to download any application, each and every application will have a compiler directives that you know, right? Each and every நீங்க ஜஸ்ட் இமேஜின் பண்ணா ஒரு வேர்ட் டாக்குமெண்ட் நீங்க டவுன்லோட் பண்ணா, மைக்ரோசாஃப்ட் ஆஃபீஸ் ஏதாவது ஒரு அப்ளிகேஷன் டவுன்லோட் பண்ணனா அதுக்குள்ள டைரக்டிவ்ஸ் இருக்கும், அதோட ப்ரோக்ராம்ஸ் இருக்கும், பேக்எண்ட்ஸ் இருக்கும் இல்லையா? ஸோ செட் ஆஃப் கம்பைலர் டைரக்டிவ்ஸ், என்விரான்மெண்டல் வேரியபிள்ஸ் லைக் GPU யூஸ் பண்ணி, கிராஃபிக்கல் ப்ராசஸிங் யூனிட்லாம் யூஸ் பண்ணி அவங்க அந்த அப்ளிகேஷனை டெவலப் பண்ணியிருப்பாங்க. ரன் டைம் லைப்ரரி ரொட்டீன்ஸ் அதில் இருக்கும். ஃபுல் பேக்கேஜ்க்குள்ள அந்த டீடைல்ஸ்லாம் இருக்கும். நீங்க ஜென்ரலா ஒரு டவுன்லோட் பண்றீங்கன்னு வச்சுக்கோங்க, ஏதாவது ஒரு ஆப் இல்லைன்னா அப்ளிகேஷன் இல்ல கூகுள் குரோம் ஏதாவது ஒன்று டவுன்லோட் பண்ணா யூ ஹேவ் a lot of files supporting, right? அதுல ஏதாவது ஒன்று கரப்ட் ஆனாலுமே யூ can't make use of that application. Try to understand, students. So application programmer interface along with you will have a set of compiler directives in it, environmental variables, form designs, all those things, runtime library routines. If you want to run that application, what are the supporting libraries? That all will be installed inside that. So that can extend the standard programming language. Okay, whatever language you have used for designing this hardware, okay, everything should be interconnected with each other. Then you புரிஞ்சுக்க வேண்டிய overall idea. So it offers a portable, scalable, simple programming model for shared memory multiprocessor. So any type of shared memory multiprocessor you are using inside a system, we say it is a portable. Portable means, what is meaning of portable? It's a user friendly. You can convert to any processor inside the system. Portable na any type of application run using the shared memory architecture. So inside every core, it is portable. It is moved. I think you are able to understand. Portable, C is a portable language. The C programs can be run in any type of hardware device, any type of operating system. Portable can move the program and run in any case. Adu mari shared memory multiprocessor la vandu every processor inside the system can be portable with each other. Scalability. What is mean by scalability? Capacity to be changed. Okay, changeability, adaptability, you can say. Simple programming models, everything is been supported using shared memory multiprocessor. So what is our ultimate goal? Parallelize looping. At a time all the processor should be utilized and the parallel processing have to also be done. If you have that locking system, okay, that is also been supported using this shared memory multiprocessor. Perform reductions. Reduction means each and every task, okay, is been subdivided. Reduction means you have to understand what is reduction. a function that process a data structure and return a single value. At last, utilizing the shared address space for all the multiprocessor, a task will be completed parallelly. அதனால தான் நம்ம வந்து ஒரு ஷேர்ட் மெமரி ஆர்க்கிடெக்சர் நம்ம சிஸ்டம்ல இப்ப லேட்டஸ்ட் டெக்னாலஜி யூஸ் பண்றதால தான் அட் அ டைம் we are able to run more applications. Okay. So how they have used the program, in the terminology we have you have to include when you are designing this program, sharing the memory multiprocessor. So most C compiler, இது எதுக்கு நம்ம இந்த C நம்ம எடுக்கிறோம் புரியுதா? ஒரு ஹார்ட்வேரை டிசைன் பண்ணுவா இருக்கட்டும் இல்ல ஒரு சாஃப்ட்வேரை டிசைன் பண்ணுமே, you want to know one programming language, C, C++, Java, Python. இப்ப latest Python. So on the time in beginning they have only used about C. So most C compilers already have supported for this OpenMP. OpenMP I have already told what is OpenMP. It is a supporting all type of multi-platform processors க்கு யூஸ் பண்ற ஒரு feature, application interface. Okay, application programmer interface. அதான் வந்து OpenMP. So C compilers already have supported this OpenMP. So any C language you have to use for hardware designing. Normally C will support this OpenMP. So the command to use under the OpenMP application programming interface with the Unix C compiler is just in the file opening you have to include is CC compiler fopenmp hoop.c. When you call this in a command line, then automatically all type of applications can be supported. So codings used terms these. So OpenMP extends C using Pragma. Pragma வந்து ரொம்ப simple. It is one of the directive. எப்படி hash include, hash define means இந்த hash include நம்ம எதுக்கு C programல நம்ம கொடுக்கிறோம்? Anybody can tell me, explain why we are using under C program if you want to solve any of the project or any problem to be solved using C program, you give hash include, hash define. This is acting as a directive. Directive means all type of input output operations have to be supported using this directive. இந்த directive குள்ள நிறைய supporting files இருக்கும். இந்த files ஓட directive நீங்க கால் பண்ணாதான் ஒரு ப்ராப்ளமை நீங்க சால்வ் பண்ண முடியும். இன்புட் பாசிங் அவுட்புட் டிஸ்பிளே பண்றதுல அந்த மாதிரி ப்ராசஸ். அதே மாதிரி ஹேஷ் டிஃபைன்னா ஒரு பர்டிகுலர் வேல்யூ வந்து டிஃபைன்ட் அஸ் கான்ஸ்டன்ட் வேல்யூ த்ரூ அவுட் த ப்ரோக்ராம், தட் வேல்யூ ஷுட் நாட் பி சேஞ்ச். அதுக்காக நம்ம கால் பண்ற டைரக்டிவ் தான் ஹேஷ் டிஃபைன். ஐ திங்க் யூ ஆர் ஏபிள் டு அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட் வாட் இஸ் ஹேஷ் டிஃபைன், இன்க்ளூட் ஹேஷ் டிஃபைன். சிமிலர்லி as we are dealing with the multi core technology, நம்ம ப்ரோக்ராம் நம்ம எப்படி நம்ம அசைன் பண்ணிருப்பாங்க. ஒரு I'm telling about hardware program designing which is supporting this multi-core technology. Try to understand. We have introduced this Pragma. Pragma na enna நம்ம நார்மலா C program, C++, Pythonக்கு every execution start running only from the main program. கரெக்ட்டா? மெயின் தான். மெயின்ல என்னென்ன ஃபங்க்ஷன் காலா இருக்கட்டும் இல்ல ஒரு ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட் கொடுக்குறீங்கன்னா எவ்ரிதிங் will start executing only from the main. அது கான்செப்ட் உங்களுக்கு தெரியும், ஒரு ப்ரோக்ராமிங் கான்செப்ட். Pragma யூஸ் பண்றதால you can change that information. மெயின்ல இருந்து ரன் பண்ணாம வேற ஒரு ஃபங்க்ஷன்ல இருந்து ரன் பண்ற மாதிரி நம்ம செட் பண்ணலாம். இது எதுக்கு இதை நம்ம Pragma யூஸ் பண்றாங்கன்னா, இப்ப எனக்கு வந்து இந்த ப்ராசஸர்ல இருக்கிற டேட்டா தான் ரன் ஆகணும், எனக்கு இந்த ப்ராசஸர்ல இருக்கிற டேட்டா தான் ரன் ஆகணும் அப்படின்னு நம்ம சேஞ்ச் பண்ணலாம். ஸோ OpenMP extends C using Pragma. இன்னும் இன் டெப்த் யூ வாண்ட் டு நோ 45-48 ஆயிடுச்சுல டைம், அதை வைண்ட் அப் பண்ணிடலாம். ரொம்ப இன்ட்ரெஸ்டிங் டாபிக் பார்த்து Pragmasனா அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட் பண்ணிக்கோங்க. இட்ஸ் a C preprocessor. ஓகே, இது ஒரு Pragma. hash Pragma is used for designing hash Pragma directive is a method. Okay, it is a method used to specify a C standard for providing additional information to the compiler. Normally compiler will execute the program only from the main. When you are using this hash Pragma, we are including this hash Pragma, the change can be done. இன்னும் உங்களுக்கு இன்னும் ஈஸியா புரியறதுக்கு ஒரு பிராக்மான்னு ஒரு ஃபங்க்ஷன்ஸ் இங்க இருக்கும். பாருங்க, how they just wait. See,
let's look at another group of.
Can you hear? Kindly reply. Can you hear this information? Unmute and reply. Students, kindly unmute and reply.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, we are able to hear. See, just listen. Normally, ஒரு மெயின்ல இருந்து தான் எந்த ஒரு ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட்ஸ் இல்ல ஒரு ஃபங்க்ஷன் கால் பண்ணா it start running. First, the execution start running only from the main. That you know.
Pragma is a special purpose directive which can be used to turn on and off certain features. Also note that Pragma varies from one compiler. So let me illustrate that using a simple example. I define a function called int. Inside that, I'll simply print out a message that we are inside init method. Also observe here, this method init doesn't take any arguments and doesn't return values. So void init. Similarly, let me also define another method end. It doesn't return anything and it doesn't accept any arguments too. So inside the end, we are inside end.
So you have to understand there is a main method as well as a separate user-defined methods. Okay.
So for clarity purpose, let me also print out a nice similar message inside main. We are inside main. Now, you already know that the point of execution of your program is main. Okay? So using that. So before that, let me write the prototype for this. Which we just create. And let's check if there are any errors or it executes. So we are inside the main method. Because we are not calling init and end method anywhere inside the main method. Now using Pragma, so the keyword Pragma space another keyword startup start, then our function. So this alters the behavior of your C program, and this init method executes before your main method. Yeah. For that, your init method shouldn't return anything, shouldn't accept any argument. So another Pragma feature, that is Pragma exit. Both are keywords. After that, you need to specify a function. So before termination of your program, main method gets executed. So first thing is you are inside init method gets executed, next gets executed, and then we are inside end method gets executed. But unfortunately, this doesn't work in GCC compiler. So let me remove these things.
Okay.
And show you.
Just if you remember how we have used this Pragma, that is enough. Pragma is mainly used to change the over, which have to be run first. Okay. As we are dealing with 64 processor present inside the single core, to set the number of processor, we want to use the 64 as we want in this example, or how they have used in C program C. Hash define a constant value 64 processor is present inside the system. So using this Pragma directive, they can do some threading work, like this much of applications have to be run with this processor, and some applications have to be assigned for this processor. They have designed the coding in such a way using just our normal case run ஆகிறதுக்கு பதிலா just making the changeover. அதுதான் ஒரு best example I have told. Are you all listening? Students, kindly reply.
Yes, ma'am.
It's fine. That's it. So this Pragma you can introduce to make the entire changeover. Normally, every program will be changed or executed only from the main program. Here, in this case, I have to make some other function to be executed first. In that case, you can introduce this directive Pragma. So this runtime library should use the 64 parallel threads, parallel applications to run the sequential for loop into a parallel for loop. So which process have to be done? Divide the work equally between all the threads. Try to understand thread is a process that will told it to use, and we will just write that sum initialized from 0. So pragma is introduced here. Pragma is introduced here in this case. Okay, it's a coding part. So here is an example, and this is the last slide. To perform the reduction, just dividing the task into subtasks. In that case, we can use another command that tells this open mp what reduce operations is to be performed using this pragma directive. So this is used in a C program. Now, if you understand, many programmers today use more productive languages than C, like Python. If you just check in your net using OpenMP, that is application programming interface, using pragma in Python or in C, how they have utilized. You can see that coding. So this gives the overall idea about the classic MIMD. What is MIMD? Multiple instruction, multiple data stream, hardware and software. We have gone through using these multi-core technology, shared memory, multiprocessor, what is hardware, multi-threading. All this topic comes under this type of hardware, MIMP, multiple instruction, multiple data stream. So our next part is more explore tour of MIMP architecture with a different hierarchy, and thus a very differentiated perspective of parallel programming challenges. What are the things have to be faced? Furthermore, with the concentration of memory, all we are going to proceed. So here is a question for you. Whether shared memory multiprocessor, what today we have covered, shared memory multiprocessor cannot take advantage of task level parallelism, true or false? Anybody can answer this question? Shared memory multiprocessor is that it cannot take advantage of task level parallelism. Is it true or false? Just reply. Anyone can reply this answer? Today we have covered shared memory multiprocessor. I'm asking that shared memory multiprocessor can or cannot take advantage of task level parallelism. What is task level parallelism? All the processor is performing some task work, right? But what question they have asked? Shared memory multiprocessor cannot take advantage of task level parallelism. Is it true or false?
False, ma'am.
False. Yes. எங்கெல்லாம் வந்து இந்த MIMD multiple instruction, multiple data streams, அப்பனா task level parallelism we can say. Task na each and every processor is performing a task. Okay, that is also covered under shared memory multiprocessor. The question here they have asked, shared memory multiprocessor cannot take advantage. It cannot do the task level parallelism அப்படினு சொல்றாங்க. But it is not. First, it can do. Okay. So, I'm sorry for taking extra time. Try to understand the topic. I send the information, even both videos as well as PPT. Daily revise the topic. Okay. Absentees, Jayasurya, did you note it?
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. Thank you, students. You can leave the session.
Thank you,
for
ma'am.
your cooperation.